I was never the type to scare easily. I've lived in bad neighborhoods, walked home alone at night, camped in woods full of coyotes and worse. But what happened to me in the fall of 2022? I don't have an explanation for it. Just the same nightmare, repeating with open eyes. It started with a letter. I had just moved into a small apartment complex in northern Maine. Nothing fancy, 2 rooms, cold radiators, and creaking pipes. The kind of place with flickering hall lights and neighbors who never say more than 2 words to you. But it was cheap, and after my breakup and losing my job, cheap was enough. The mailbox stood outside by the stairwell, old and rusted, with 6 narrow metal slots. Mine was the 4th from the left. The first time I noticed it, I had just come back from the grocery store. It was a plain white envelope. No stamp. No return address. No markings at all except one thing, my full name, written in fine, old-fashioned cursive. Melissa Crane. I frowned. There was no reason for anyone to send me anything, especially not like that. I opened it right there in the stairwell. Inside was a single sheet of yellowed paper. No greeting, no signature. Just one sentence, handwritten in the same ink and style. You were warned. That was it. No explanation. No context. I looked around, half expecting someone to be watching me. Nothing. Just the faint hum of a fluorescent bulb overhead and the neighbor's dog barking behind a door. I chalked it up to some stupid prank and threw the letter in the trash. The next morning, there was another one. Same envelope. Same handwriting. No stamp. Just my name. Inside, you didn't listen. I felt a chill that time. Not fear, not yet, but a creeping discomfort, like I was being watched and couldn't prove it. I showed the super. He laughed and said probably some kid messing with me. But he also mentioned something weird. He didn't recognize the name Crane from the leasing forms. When I offered to show my contract, he just waved it off. System's probably behind, he said. I started locking my mailbox. The next day, it didn't matter. 3rd letter. Same handwriting. This one said, "You let it in." The words hit me in a way I didn't expect. I hadn't let anyone in. I lived alone. I didn't even have friends over. That night, I heard something in the walls. It started as a scratching. Then a knocking, 3 times, slow and deliberate. I checked every room, every closet. Nothing. But the knocking came again, now from behind the radiator. I didn't sleep. The next letter arrived 2 days later. Check the closet. I nearly tore the mailbox door off getting it open. When I got back inside, I stood in front of the hallway closet for a full minute. My hand was shaking. There was nothing inside except coats and boots. But then I noticed the back wall of the closet had a panel. I'd never looked behind it before. I pulled it open with effort. It was warped with age. Behind it was a crawl space, no bigger than a dog kennel. And in the back, half buried under dust and plaster, was a small cardboard box. Inside, more letters. Dozens. Hundreds. All written in the same handwriting. Each one addressed to Melissa Crane. Each one warning her. But not all of them were mine. Some were addressed to different versions, different handwriting for Melissa. One in childish scrawl. One in block print. One smudged, as if someone had cried while writing it. And some of the letters were replies. I didn't open it. I saw it move. It's in the vents now. I slammed the panel shut. I tried to leave the next morning. I packed a bag, called a cab. But when I stepped outside, the street didn't look right. The light was off. The cars were older. And the sky was a dull, pale gray, like an old photograph. I blinked, shook my head, looked again. Everything was back to normal. I canceled the cab. That night, I burned the letters in the kitchen sink. I watched them curl and blacken. And the next morning, another envelope. This one was already sitting on the kitchen table. I hadn't brought it in. I didn't sleep after that. I started noticing changes. My reflection would blink before I did. My cat hissed at corners. Lights would flicker when I passed them, but only in my apartment. And the letters kept coming. You fed it. Too late now. You were warned. Again and again. The same message. I tried switching mailboxes with a neighbor, nothing. I got a P.O. box in town, didn't help. The letter was always there the next morning. In the fridge. Under my pillow. In my coat pocket. And the handwriting. It's changing. Now it looks like mine. Last night, I found one waiting on my bathroom mirror. In red ink. You are the letter now. I don't know what that means. But I can hear it now. Behind the walls. It knocks, always 3 times. It whispers in the pipes. Sometimes I think I can feel breath on my neck when I'm sleeping. I don't think it wants me to run anymore. I think it's waiting for me to answer. And I'm scared of what'll happen if I do.